Hello, hello. Welcome to my channel. My name is Emmie from Emmie Evolving. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for finding me. If this is not your first time, thank you for coming back. So, guys, I am going to be doing expedites in a minute. Let me just get everything over here because I would have to go to this website. I couldn't remember what website I needed to go to. How are you guys doing? A lot of craziness going on with the energy today. And I hope everyone is coping okay. Let me just get to the appropriate freaking page. And we can begin. Baby, I'm a gangster too, and it takes two to tango. Da, 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 da. Okay. All right. So if you would like to purchase an expedited request, you can definitely go to the comment in the pinned, the link in the pinned comment and get it over there. Let's go ahead and do a couple. Where is it at? Let's do a couple of the. My brain is just not working today. I don't know what's going on. Number wars. I'm going to pick a number. Okay. Pick a number from 1 to 100. The first comment that I see that matches the number that you wrote, I wrote, you'll win a Claire Tarot reading from me. Okay, let's see. So pick a number from 1 to 100, okay? You guys are like super close too. You guys can do it. The energy today is just super weird. Rainbow Flames. Rainbow Flames, you won at 75. Congratulations, Rainbow Flames. Let's go ahead and pull some cards. Da, 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 da. Congratulations. All right, here goes, Rainbow Flames. Ooh. All right, there's some stuff going on, and you're needing some clarity. Give me 1 second. Let me text Frey. Okay. All right. There are things that you need to change. There's definitely a lot of things that are needing to be changed for you. And these things, they can't be changed by anyone else but you. So that creates a bit of a, I guess you could say, sticky situation. I mean, I don't know. It'd be sticky. It's something that requires you to be very cognitive of what you're dealing with, because what ends up happening if you're not aware, if you're not paying attention, there might be some manipulations that take place. So you got to be careful with that, okay? Invocation. So it's this sense of calling something forward. Now, I really hesitate to say that it has anything to do with some type of magical practice being pushed onto you in some way. I don't think that that's what's going on. I'm wondering if you're calling something to you, though. Maybe not intentionally, not in a way that you're aware. Uh, it's like it's a lot of chaotic energy. I don't know if the chaotic energy um, has more to do with you, or if it has more to do with just the energy of right now. You know what I mean? Because the energy of today has just been really weird. Like really, really weird. Today is supposed to be the alignment of some pretty serious planetary things. Um, it's supposed to be able to help you manifest like extreme levels of manifestation. And that can go either way. So you have to be really cognitive of what your energy is doing and how I'm temporarily staying with two friends that are very different. Oh. Do you think that they muddy your energy? That they make your energy more muddied? Because I mean, I don't know how else I would put it. Just that the energy is muddy. It's weird. I don't feel like you're breached. Um, it's almost like all of the energy that's going on in the world is probably going to affect the two of them. And then the two of them are gonna try and get you to pick one of their sides. I don't know. That's not gonna be good. Hmm. Does that resonate with you? Like, yeah, like don't allow yourself to get involved in any of their stuff. Like, think in terms of one of them is going to vent something to you and you're trying to just remain neutral and be like, "Oh yeah, no, I get it." And then they're going to be like later on, like, "Oh, Rainbow Flames even agrees with me. Isn't that right? Remember you said like you totally get it." Oh shit. It's like, I don't know. I don't know. It feels weird. It feels like it doesn't involve you, but like almost like the sense of something trying to involve you. And I don't know that they would intentionally do that, is the thing. So you have to be really aware of what you're calling forward for yourself. You have to have that alchemical type of, um, you know, you got to be careful what you say. Just be mindful because it feels like there is just stuff brewing. I don't feel like it's your stuff either. So that's why I'm kind of like, what the heck is going on? Um, they definitely having an effect on you. They're definitely having an effect on you. Um, maybe even causing you to not be fully aware. Um, I don't know, but I want to be careful. It's like this feeling of I want to be mindful of not putting out there some type of implication that one of them is manipulative. I don't feel that either. The best way I can put it is that the energies that are coming forward, it's just crazy and it's going to affect them more than it affects you. And the effect on them is what's going to affect you. So just be very mindful. Guidance. Allow your higher self and your intuitive sense to guide you through this period. Make sure that you run everything through your soul first, you know? Um, Make sure that you run everything through your soul, double check, triple check. I don't know that you should use tools of divinity because those might be affected. This is more of like a test for you to become um sorry. I just saw this notification for a video that was done. It says people in the Philippines are not very smart. Let me not. See, like something like that where it's I'm sure that's um like a trigger type of video title just to get clicks. Um and if I'm going to invest in my energy in like being upset with that, like what's that going to do for me? You know what I mean? Because I know that's a content creator that's not someone who is like intentionally racist or malicious in any way, shape, or form. I know that's just a clickbait type of. He's probably gonna be talking about all of these amazing things about Filipino people. I'm not even gonna invest in that. That's what I'm talking about. So that's like a really good example. Rainbow Flames, that's a really good example of how the energies of right now might be used to suck you into something that you don't need to be a part of. I hope that makes sense. All right. So let's pick one more. La, 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 la. Dance with me, dance with me. All right. It's so hard to pick a number. Oh my God. You have to do the pencil tip. Mm-hmm. Can you pick a different number? Because I just.
Oh, really?
La 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 la. Anywho. He's having a hard time with my phone. All right, we got a number. Pick a number from 1 to 100. Wait, you picked some onions? And they turned out so good? Oh, pickled? Pick a number from 1 to 100. The first comment that we see that matches the number he wrote. You'll win a Clartaro. How does it taste? Oh, wait. It's gone now. Kimber. Okay. Kimber, you won at 82. Kimber, congratulations. Congratulations. Da-da-da-da. What does it taste like? Pickled ginger. Oh my God. I love pickled ginger. How do you do it? If you want to share some, recipes with me, definitely feel free to. All right, Kimber. Have I ever had pickled onions? Oh my goodness. I feel like I'm missing out in life. I've never had pickled onions, I don't think. I don't think I've ever had sauerkraut either. Is that good? Anywho, Kimber. Okay. Oh, right. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Okay. Ooh. Are you having problems with your family? Pickled mango I've done. It's good stuff. Oh, are you having problems with family? Ancestors and boundaries. It's this sense of like um having a lot of issues with either someone who's biological family or someone who you view as family, someone that you regard as family. It feels narcissistic, unfortunately. Maybe it's just the energy of today. It feels narcissistic. And it feels like this is something that keeps going on and on. It's the moon cycles and it's hidden. So, ancestors, remembrance, moon cycles, boundaries. Is there a moon event coming up? Let's see. April 2022. Lunar event. Oh, there's a lunar eclipse. Oh, good God. Is there going to be a lunar on the 30th? It's going to be a partial solar. Okay, no. The first solar eclipse of 2022 is coming on April 30th. And then there's going to be a full pink moon this Saturday. So, what does a pink moon mean? It has to do with a lunar event. Floxoblata wildflower comes into bloom, spreading carpets of pink flowers. Okay, what's going on? Okay, so, but what is the metaphysical meaning of it? Um, it's a signal. It signals a time for change and growth. Oh, oh darn yeah. April's full moon in Libra. Okay, are you Libra? You're not Libra, right? So here's the thing. Whatever this is, it's toxic Libra energy. I'm not saying Libras are toxic. I'm talking about the energy when a Libra is toxic. The wishy-washy. One of the things that I know that I've witnessed Libras doing. Let's see, look, it's just look, my hair is gonna do crazy stuff. One of the things that I know Libras do when they enter into this toxic cycle is they will allow the most toxic, most user ass people around them. I'm sorry, but that's what I see. It doesn't mean they're a bad person. When they enter into that toxic space, they end up surrounding themselves with all of this toxicity. And it ends up becoming something that they internalize and then eventually project. They would rather have people who will compliment all these different things about them, even if it's a lie, rather than having someone who is a true friend and will tell them the truth that they don't want to hear. It has a lot to do with not riding the fence, but being impaled by it. And these are the cycles. So, this is what's coming up. Probably by this weekend, just a lot of drama. Drama. But I think you can avoid this if you go ahead and establish this boundary. Um, I'm talking about the energies of things, not specifically what sign you are or what sign someone else is. I'm talking about the energy of it, especially um, the concept of like bringing or allowing the most toxic people to be around you and have access to you, because they know what to say to get you to agree to their presence. Okay. And it's like something doesn't want me to say any of that. I feel constriction all over like the throat area, the high heart area. I know these are not my sensations. Something is preventing communication from getting through. I think for you. And I think whatever this communication is, if you don't set your boundaries now, um, it feels like it's someone who is either biological family or someone you consider to be like or see as family. It's going to totally just, it's going to be the end of it. Notice how they're skeletons, but you have that sword, the boundaries. This is something that you're not going to be able to heal if you don't establish a boundary now. If you don't start saying something now, I don't know what needs to be said either. It's going to continue until this lunar event. So it's either the pink moon this Saturday or that partial solar eclipse on the 30th. So the ex Cancer keeps reaching out, you ignore, and you're a hermit. Is this about the Cancer? Has your family ever reached out to you? Or someone that you consider as family reaching out to you? Is this what someone else is going through in relation to you? It's unclear, to be honest. I mean, it just feels like something is going to come to a head on one of the lunar events. And if a boundary is not established, typically what I've seen in the past for people who have that Libra, that unbalanced, toxic type Libra energy, is it will totally blow up in their face. And Libras are actually very sensitive. And it hurts them so deeply, but they just hide it. Um, oh no, something not so good. And this can work in your favor simply because this can help with the trauma induced accretion. It can help you to understand things on a much higher degree. Um, Maybe it's time for you to look at why you're a hermit. I assume it's by choice. That's a protective measure, which really is stemming from avoidance. It's a form of avoidance. I've been a hermit for quite some time because I'm an avoider, you know. Does that help me to learn anything? No. Eventually, I have to face the very thing that I've been avoiding. And the longer I avoid it, the worse it becomes. Um, is your mom still alive? And do you have a sister? I'm almost wondering if this has to do with you and two other women in your family, meaning potentially a female in your family is going to have some sort of medical situation, and another female in your family is going to try and reach out to you to let you know. And yeah, I do too, girl. Don't worry about it. I'm not even going to judge you. I do that too. A lot of people think I'm all like confrontational and stuff. No. Are you kidding me? Not in real life. I mean, unless you force me to. If you force me to be confrontational, then I'm really going to go full force confrontational. But unless I'm forced to, I'm very like non confrontational. you have a sister and your mom is alive. Well, creation might be forcing you to face your family soon. Um, I'm not gonna like say that, something horrible is gonna happen to your mom, but it was just a sense of like some type of medical thing, and then your sister will reach out. Maybe it's your sister that's having a medical thing, and your mom will reach out. But this attempt for three women to kind of face each other, and it's a cycle. It's a cycle. It has to do with ancestors, and it has to do with facing your fear of confronting the very thing you're afraid of. And it's fine if you're an avoider, but at some point, which is what I've learned, the longer you avoid something, the more it has the ability to topple over and crush you. So, it's okay if you have Pisces in your chart. I got so much water in my chart too. It's fine. It just makes it easier to drown people. I'm joking. Don't drown anyone. Yeah, it's really one of those things where we got to make sure. We just really, really got to make sure that we're not avoiding to our detriment, because some things do have to be faced. And, when it comes to biological family, eventually you actually do have to face it. Eventually you actually do. And if you can establish those boundaries, who knows, it might become something that is healthy, in small doses. In small doses, because we're not going to deny the fact that sometimes family members are just toxic AF, and if their toxicity is um that bad for you, then they should just be cut out forever. Like, I have this thing that I end up doing all the time, where certain family members are toxic, or friends, or whatever it is, and I steer clear of them for prolonged periods, and then it becomes time for me to be in their presence again, and then I am, and and it's all good for a little bit, and then eventually they go and do what they normally do. And then I'm like, okay, thank you for the confirmation. You're out for good. You're out for good. Thank you for confirming. And sometimes that's all you need. Do you want to pick one last number? I hope that makes sense. Whatever this is that's coming for you, it is going to be intense. I think so many of us are going to go through an intense period of um okay. Intense period of uh reassessing our connections with other people. All right, guys, pick a number from 1 to 100. The first comment that I see that matches the number that I have written, you will win a Claire Tarot reading from me. Yes, you will. Hi, Mary. Mary is a gangster too, and it takes two to tango. I know you're a gangster, Mary. I'm joking. All right. The energy is starting to feel better. It's such a weird energy today. I don't know what it is. It's such a blah, blah, blah. Hopefully I'm wrong, Kimber. I mean, there's been times where I've been wrong. Hopefully I'm just totally off the mark today. But if I'm not, at least you know in advance and you can emotionally prepare. Kavi, you won at 45. Kavi. Kavi. Kavi Shakur. Oh my gosh. Here goes. Here goes. You know what? Let's change deck. Let's really bring the drama out. Let's see. All right. Dreams of Gaia. Let's see what this tarot deck has to say. Here goes. Feeling a little bit unsure. So we're going to bring this one out. Oh, thank you, Kimber. All right, guys. Here it comes. Oh, girlfriend is saying a combo of pickled onions, peppers, and carrots. If you're extra fancy, pan fry them. It's like I'm hungry, but I'm not. All right, Kavi. Uh-oh. What the heck is going on? Okay, let's look. So, okay. You got number 2, the maiden. So, well, I'm nervous. Is everything okay, Kavi? Is everything okay? Okay, so the maiden, fertility, independence, self esteem, confidence, release feelings of fear and abandonment, focus on self discovery, discover your passions, address self imposed limits and restrictions. Oh, baby boo. Baby boo. Okay. What you need to go through has a lot to do with you accepting yourself. It has a lot to do with you no longer allowing other people's opinions of you to be the very thing that you use to internally destroy yourself. People are, you ever hear that saying, opinions are like assholes? Everybody got one. Not does not only is it that everybody has one, some people just be so backed up. Some people be so backed up with their own caca that it just comes right out. It just like all over the place, you know? And I'm wondering if you've been exposed to several someones who have really just on you about their opinions. Um, Opinions of you because boo, is someone like trying to dictate to you who you should be? I'm feeling some mama bear stuff happening inside me right now. Like, who do I need to straighten out? Huh? Someone speaking nasty to you, shaming you. Not good. In the past, the maiden was expected to do as she was told and be true to the expectations of family and society. In the present, the maiden chooses to begin the journey towards self awareness and empowerment. So, this is telling me that you are in the process of learning how to embrace yourself and your purpose. No one will know what that is and how to embrace you until you begin to discover who you are. And that's very important to do. So, for most of my life, I have felt that people haven't really accepted me, that people don't know me, they don't understand me. Here's the thing, I have, for most of my life, not allowed anyone to see my actual personality, who I am, and all of that. I heard through the grapevine today they said I was mean because I was looking for my cleaning supplies because it was misplaced. Oh, because you have boundaries. You can go ahead and you can go and inject into the grapevine that Emmie said there's some bitch asses. Inject that into the grapevine. Let them take a sip off of the teat of that grape. I'm so serious. You're mean because you were looking for your cleaning supplies because it was misplaced. How is that mean? How is that mean? You took my things and you didn't put it back where it belongs. I mean, really, the only ones that can do that and have no wrath come from me and my hands are the individuals who have traversed my vaginal canal. Unless you were born of my loins, there will be consequences. I mean, I'm not going to fist fight you, but I'm going to ask where my stuff is. Yeah. See, that I hate passive aggressive people like that. The whole like, oh my God, why are you so mean? For being an adult and asking you where my things are, you know? And I'm totally someone who has no problem sharing everything. I have no problem sharing everything. These people are gifting you with an opportunity to really, really find your voice. I hope you see it and experience it for what it is, a beautiful opportunity being presented to you to choose yourself and your internal peace. Being quiet just so people like that will have peace. I mean, all I got to say is fuck their peace. Fuck their peace. Who cares? Who cares? You need your cleaning supplies and they need to, if they're going to use it, they need to place it back where they got it and replace it if they've used too much. I'm just, because that's how I would treat other people. If I use your things and I've used too much of it, meaning you can tell that I've used it, I will get you a whole new one. I don't like when people try and gaslight you into believing that you're the issue just because you have boundaries and a voice and you know how to use them. Don't listen to them. Do not listen to them. Oh, I assume these are major arcana. The counselor. Oh, no, it's not. It's not major arcana. It's the water. Okay. 294. 2 is a number of guidance to your divine self. 294. 294. 294. Here goes. All right, it's in reverse. So when this appears reversed, she can signify a lack of empathy and understanding or an unwillingness to listen and hear what's being said, where yours or another's feelings are concerned. See what I'm saying? So already. Calling them out. It's calling them out. Are you being unsympathetic and rigid when compassion is needed? They are being unsympathetic and rigid. I got some choice words for that. I keep the words to myself. Are you allowing your feelings to get in the way of a resolution or forgiveness? Are you allowing your feelings to make you deaf and blind to another person's thoughts and feelings? This is not about you. This is what they're doing towards you. Be receptive instead of rejecting. You don't have to agree, but at this time, it's important that you listen. This card is calling on you to remain objective and empathetic. Yeah, no, they're not doing that. They're being called out by the cards for their foolery. All right, fire. This looks interesting. 6 of fire, 245. Baby, I'm a gangster too. Okay. Healing, meditation, negotiation, arbitration, truce, boundaries, support, and diplomacy. Is this at work? Or is this like in a living situation, Kavi? There are two sides to every disagreement: knowing the facts, understanding your rights. Resolution is needed. The 6 of fire represents a time of healing through mediation, negotiation, or arbitration. It's a time when communication and diplomacy is required in order to end a conflict or dispute. It's at home. There are times in our lives when we may find ourselves caught up in a dispute or conflict after boundaries have been crossed, or our feelings hurt or ego bruised. If lines of communication remain open and both parties are willing, the conflict can be resolved. However, there are often times when both parties find themselves unable to find or maintain the middle ground, and if they must continue to work or play a part in each other's lives, a mediator is required to negotiate or arbitrate a truce. Dang. You're not thinking of moving out, right? Because moving out's not always an option for people. That's not an option for you, right? I'm wondering, okay, I'm a little excessive sometimes. Um, so I grew up in an environment where there was no boundaries and there was no privacy and there was no respecting others' privacy and boundaries. So what I did, I went ahead and I went to the store. I was a teen. I went to the store and I bought myself a cheap little screwdriver. After I got the screwdriver, I went ahead and I purchased the deadbolt. Then I went home. And what I did with that was I undid the doorknob to my bedroom door and I figured out how to install a deadbolt. And that was my doorknob. So unless you had the key to my door, you're not getting in. And if I don't want you in and I don't want you to use my things anymore, then you're not going to. Because sometimes for some family members, speaking to them doesn't mean anything. You know, they feel entitled to a lot of your things. Um, and again, it's not about, you know, being greedy and not sharing and any of that. It really has more to do with those things that are being done and said to you is nothing more than a continued symptomatic expression or experience of how little you are valued, considered, respected. I remember one time my toxic ass sibling was the worst at this. I had braces and I needed to wear this got me riled up. I was supposed to wear rubber bands because I have a very small lower jaw, and I needed to wear rubber bands to pull my jaw forward to correct my bite. And you would think that you could keep your toiletries in the bathroom with your family, right? No. He found my rubber bands, and that was like what the 90s, and you know guys were doing the dookie braids and you know the booyah tribe stuff, and he felt like it was his personal hair accessories. So they never wanted to clean the bathroom, which is disgusting. If you've ever lived with all males who don't clean the bathroom, that's like a public toilet at that point to me, you know, and he dumped out all of the rubber bands onto the filthy counter so that he could tie it in his hair. I'm a fucking germaphobe. That's why I'm a germaphobe. And so, of course, I'm not going to use that anymore. Like, I never corrected my jaw. Instead, I just faked my bite whenever I would go to the orthodontic appointments because I didn't, you know, because he kept coming in my room and taking the rubber bands after that. That's and people would say that I'm just being a bitch, and that it's not even about me sharing. It's about the complete disregard for my autonomy and respect for me as a fucking human being, right? Like, no, Kavi, you are not wrong. You are not wrong to finally be sick and tired of not being respected as an autonomous, sovereign human being. That is not okay. It is not okay. This is the same sibling where we were in the same house again about 2 years ago. And because I was taking care of our other brother, and I got an order of crystals and they were minding their business in the hallway, the entry room, on the entry console, just because I didn't want them to chip in my luggage. And he's like, "Oh, what's this?" And he picks it up and he starts tossing it into the air. A $300 sphere. Just tossing it into the air over tile. Over tile. And so I screamed, like, Kavi, you have to speak your truth. You have to speak your truth. You have to. You can no longer continue to do this thing where you simply asking where your cleaner is at, like, no, no, you know. Paula says, hate those people. They think everything is theirs, have no respect for other people's things. Mm-hmm. Yo, you best believe I shoved the shit out of him. And I took my crystal. Do you know how much that is? And he goes, what? It's a stupid rock. I was like, motherfucker, that's $300. And he's like, you paid $300 for a stupid bowl? I will shove my whole fist with the ball in my hand through your face. No, I didn't say that, but I wanted to. So, Kavi, what I've recognized for people like this, for family, he's an orphan. I gotta stop. For family who behaves this way, you're asked out whether you say something or not. If you don't say anything and you're quietly pissed, and you'll be like, oh, she never even told us what's wrong. She just expects us to read her mind. And like, she never talks. But when you say something, oh, you're so mean. Like, how dare you criticize me for using your things and disrespecting you and not putting your things back where they belong. I would rather they be pissed off for me putting them in their place. That I will be confrontational with. Absolutely. That one, I'm like, yes, game on. Let's fuck shit up now. But for most other people, I'm not confrontational. I like to avoid stuff. Yeah. See, me and Paula, we gonna open a halfway house. Paula and I, Prima, we gotta open a little house so that we can take care of all our, brothers and sisters who experience what we experienced at the parents' house. Some siblings just really, it's not that they have no clue, it's that they don't care to have a clue. It's not for lack of intelligence. They just don't care. They just don't care. And when you're dealing with someone who doesn't care, you don't have to care about their feelings. Now, am I saying that you should just be nasty to them because you feel like it? No, I'm saying no matter what you do and how you approach it, they will go around and present it as you were being the nasty one. So just speak your mind. Speak your mind. And when you are able, oh, I shoved the book into the fan. When you are able, you probably should leave because that's toxicity it's not gonna go away. Some family you need to kind of be far, far away from so that you can gain clarity on who you are, what you're here for, to have that internal peace, that stillness, be able to go back to center. Some people who are like that, their job is to continue to make you so uncomfortable that you choose to exit out of the toxicity, so that you will exit out of it. And, you know, I know, was it a loud fart sound? I'll do it again. I'm scared. Okay, let me stop. Let me stop. Yeah. If you don't exit out of it, it will continue to escalate until you're so uncomfortable that you have no other choice, you know? And that's not something that anyone can convince you of. You can't rush your way through it. That's something that's just going to happen. You'll eventually get to a point where you are sick and tired of it and you'll just go. So stay for as long as you can tolerate it. Just know that it's not going to change. They're not going to someday wake up and be like, oh, Kavi, you're amazing. I'm so sorry. I've been this way towards you. They're never going to do that. Even if you achieve things, they just don't have it in themselves to acknowledge what you've achieved. They just don't have it within themselves. So you live your life, you do what you need to do, you achieve whatever you're going to achieve, and who cares if they see it or not? Who cares? Who cares if they see it or not? The funny thing, that specific sibling, never has any good opinions about me or really anyone, to be honest. We're going to really be honest. They never have any good opinions about anyone. And when our brother got really sick and I decided to finally do the GoFundMe, he wasn't expecting that kind of outcome. He was expecting maybe a couple $100, and that would help, like, support his ego of like, see, I'm the only successful one here. And within like 24 hours, 48 hours, I think it was well over $20,000 that all of y'all had donated to help keep my brother alive. And that's when his demeanor changed, because it was at that point he could not deny whatever love I couldn't find from my family, I got it from the rest of the world. Be you. Be you, do what you do, live your life with integrity. Don't ever allow yourself to become the person that they are, and use that as a barometer for what you don't want to be. That's all I had to do. That's literally all I had to do. And I know to this day, he probably still watches my live streams. you know, um, you know, he's always going to be my sibling, a sibling that I don't interact with. Because once you get to that point of toxicity, there's nothing that I need to do to prove to myself that you're ever going to heal beyond that. It's not my job to heal you. It's not my job to sit around and wait for you to be healed. It's my job to live my life and show you there's another way you can choose to be if you choose to be that. And I mean, to this day, he hasn't chosen to be that. So just leave it at that. Just leave it at that. Nothing I do has anything to do with him. Like, I don't do things to prove that I'm better, or like, no, I just know I'm better. I just know I'm better, because guess what? I would never treat people that way. I just wouldn't. I wouldn't do that to people. I don't help people in order to be able to hold something over your head. And because of that, just that alone, that fact alone, I know I will always be a better person than the person he chooses to be. So when you look at how family is, when you look at how they've treated you, they are being used as the barometer for you to know exactly which direction you need to go, or the compass. The compass is a better tool. The compass, it gives you direction, whatever direction away from there, right? And avoiding family forever is not a solution either. Because if all you do is avoid and you don't actually give yourself the opportunity to face something head on, that's going to be a mental prison for you for the rest of your life. The day I realized I was completely free of that old toxic family dynamic was when I was able to face it and not be forced to repeat specific types of reactions. Yep. Like, no. Nope. You don't have that kind of power. No. I'm not intimidated by you. No. And I don't have to go back there again. I don't have to revisit that again. I've already experienced what I needed to experience, which is what? Me having that sovereign power to choose a different path, regardless of what someone specific does to try and trigger me to get a specific reaction. So that's how you'll know you've grown. And that's how you'll know that it's no longer an issue, where you can be in that space and not continue to react the same. I think, Kavi, you already know what you need to do for yourself. I think that there's a lot of things that so many of us continue to struggle through simply because we think that either we have to force ourselves to stay in that same environment that caused us to be sick and somehow find the courage and the cure to become completely healed in that same toxic environment, or we avoid it to the degree that we pretend we're not wounded and our wounds end up festering and becoming further infected. The best pathway is a middle ground where you allow yourself to acknowledge what happened, but to not remain there wallowing. Acknowledgement is not the same as wallowing. Okay. It's just not. It's not the same. Knowing that the family dynamic is like that for specific siblings, specific parents, aunties, uncles, cousins, whatever it is, that's necessary. Choosing what to do with that knowledge is where you find your power. So find your power, allow yourself to begin choosing you and your healing. And I feel like you're already there. And you're just taking those next couple of steps to get to that next level where your environment is cleansed of the toxicity. Okay. All right, guys. Thank you for that. Let me get off my soapbox. Let me get off my soapbox. All righty. Annie, what's up? Oh my God, you created a spreadsheet? Okay. That was amazing. Did you just do that? Oh my God, you made a spreadsheet. That's impressive. I like it. Oh my God. Okay. I have this whole spreadsheet. What the fuck? I like it. Okay. Annie Salo. Okay, let me small this down. Oh my God, I love it. Let's see. All right, Annie, you wanted a scan. I can't step away from the spreadsheet. I needed to do the expedites. Okay. Experiencing. It's a combination of the two things you mentioned, Annie. Oh my God, is the screen frozen? Okay. You know the way you woo a girl like me? Create a sexy spreadsheet. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. So, Annie, in accordance with what's written on the spreadsheet, uh, there's a lot of planetary stuff going on, like a lot of planetary stuff. There's a lot of solar things, there's some lunar things going on. There's also a lot of consciousness modulation, we can call it that. With those solar flares coming towards us, I think one is supposed to reach the Earth in 2 days. In 2 days, it's going to be something that's going to continue to increase that modulation, that oscillatory rate that's going on. The brain is capable of recodement, and it can also recode itself. Yeah. I mean, you saw me in the beginning, right? You saw me in the beginning of this live stream. I don't know what the heck's happening. Totally confused. And that's normal. But also, do you take melatonin? Has something to do with melatonin, your brain chemistry from having the night shifts. That's definitely affecting you. People who work like graveyard shift, I don't know if that's what you work, but people who work graveyard shift, their moods and mental function has a tendency to be very severely affected. Like all my relatives, they're in the medical industry and they work in hospitals, so they have a tendency to work graveyard shifts. I feel like for you that's playing a part in it. I see a lot of recodement and fragmenting. Um, so has this experience has this experience intensified after your past life reading? Oh, and you guys, there's only, I think, like 3 past life retrievals that are available today. I cannot do an entire thing like that again. I cannot. I cannot. Um, has it intensified since the past life reading you got? Yes, Moonrock. Yes. Moonrock says, I found out there are 2 different types of melatonin, one that's produced specifically in the cells, which is different from the one produced in our brain. Since that one, I'm wondering if your brain fog, because I'm seeing a separation. I'm wondering if the brain fog is like the sifting through of what is yours and what is his, not just what he's experiencing, but actually separating the two. Has he reached out to you? Has he tried to? And I think a lot of your well, I did do that thing where it would be even more miserable for him if he tried to reach out, if he considered reaching out, so that you have your own space. And that was approved by both your higher selves. It actually wasn't even my idea. It was your higher self's idea. Yours, not his. But his higher self is in agreement with the decision. So with the fatigue, it feels like because you're cleansing his energy from yours, um, you're able to integrate much more coding, and that will cause much more fatigue. In addition to all of these other like ascension based processes that I'm seeing happening. How about your low back? I'm seeing a lot of code, like modulation of frequencies in your sacrum. Yeah, it did need to be done. It was very unfortunate. It's very, very unfortunate. But I'm glad that I was just instructed to do whatever your higher self felt was most appropriate for this period. Okay. So what I see is kind of like pulses of frequency in your sacrum that's causing a little bit of misalignment in your sacroiliac joint, where your iliac crest, where that part joins into your sacrum, because it's not fused. I'm sure you already know that. And with that, I'm also seeing quite a bit of a need to focus on strengthening and the flexibility of your psoas muscle. And, it's a lot to do with integrating the upper and the lower halves of you. Um, it's even like this visual that I'm being given by your higher self, where for the longest time you've been carrying the both of you, and it's caused you to kind of like have a hump, like hunch your back forward, uh, under the weight of the pressure of having to carry both of you. And with that gone, it's like your body's needing to realign itself and relearn how to like stand straight in your own truth, because you were carrying such a heavy load on top of carrying him. Not saying he's a bad person. He's just going through a lot, and you already know that. Both of you are going through a lot. It just so happens that um, he doesn't really have the best coping skills, right? So that's some of the stuff that you're um, that you've been forced to, you know, pick up the slack for. I don't see anything that really needs to be done outside of stretching, maybe some type of emotional release. Is it cold in your region? Is it still like super cold winter type environment with snow and whatnot? Because it's feeling like you need to find a stream or a river and just allow yourself to go into that water up to your knees, not all the way submerged. It feels like that would be dangerous to always submerge yourself, but just up to your knees, and allow all of this weight, etheric, emotional heaviness to go down to your legs and just be swept away by the water. You do ice baths, maybe it'd be okay up to your knees. Um, it has to be moving water though. It can't just be drained from the sink. It has to be naturally moving water. That's a important thing. It has to be something that is designed to cleanse you naturally just by being inside it. Um, it can't be a lake. It has to be moving like a stream or a river. And what I'm seeing is more like a stream. I don't know if maybe you're close to a stream, but not a lake. A lake would be more like sitting water. It has to like go all the way down and go far, far, far away. And then you might have to do this a few times, and you'll begin to have that emotional release. I know you've allowed yourself to cry, but I don't think you've allowed yourself to actually fully release. And that's what you're working towards right now, a full on release of the things you've been holding in. Okay. So hang in there. Hang in there. You're already deep in the process. You will get through this. I don't feel like you're getting sick. I don't feel like it's parasitic attempts. Oh, the hell was that? I don't feel like it's parasitic attempts. Um, was that Pedro? Did I just slap him? Sorry, Pedro. Shit. I don't feel like it's parasitic attempts. Yeah, I think you're finally just going through the processes that you need to go through. Okay? All right. Thank you, Annie. Okay, moon rock. So, let's see. Okay. Oh, okay. So, the tricky thing with that type of situation, it's a tricky thing because, I you already know that no matter how sage your advice is, you're probably not going to listen. Is there already an educational plan in place? It's called EIP or IEP or something like that. I don't remember. Hold on. Hold on. Early Intervention Program, EIP. Do you know if they already have an EIP for him? IEP, individual education. Yeah, okay. That dyslexia be rather wicked some days. um, I think what's happening is he is so ridiculously intelligent that, you know, it's hard. It's hard to be patient, especially if the teachers are what I'm getting is he thinks he no. Let me say this appropriately. He knows he's smarter than the teachers. The lack of structure at home, the lack of gentleness at home causes him to receive the shortcomings of the teachers with more, like, I guess you could say, aggression or combativeness. He's not physically aggressive, right? He just talks back and doesn't listen to what they say. Even if he's extremely smart, if he is diagnosed with autism, like officially diagnosed with autism, I believe he has a legal right to receive um, additional accommodations. It doesn't matter if he's ridiculously smart. Yeah, they're probably disrespectful to him, and he's not having it. He's not having. I remember my one of my kids when I put him in preschool. Um, at the time, he's like 3, right? 2 or 3 years old, and he loved coffee table books, like adult coffee table books. I don't mean like adult as in perverted stuff. I'm talking about like anatomy, college anatomy. He loved that type of coffee table book. He loved one on um it had a lot to do with war machines, like tanks and airplanes that have been used in the history of all the wars the world has had. And so he brought that book in one day to his preschool. And the teacher, he already had a gripe with her because she spoke to the kids slow. So he thought that she had like special needs. That's what he thought. He was wondering if she was like intellectually deficient. And when he realized that she wasn't, he found it was very disrespectful to speak to children in that way because it's condescending, and it actually is. When you speak to a child like, "Hi, little girl. Oh, aren't you okay?" Like, no, that's condescending. I don't talk to my kids like that, and so he felt like he didn't need to respect the teacher or listen to her. He would just ignore her. They like he knows he's not supposed to be disrespectful to anyone because that's what I teach him. But he would just like roll his eyes at her. I'm just like, what is going on with you? Like, why do I have to listen to her? Mhm. So I think it has a lot to do with the teachers not being capable of understanding the gravity of his neurodivergence. It is not fair, it is immoral, and I believe it's also illegal in specific states, if not all the states, to force a child to have to overcompensate for a deficiency just because they excel in one area. Now, kids who are autistic, they they have a very hard time reading social cues regardless of how smart they are. Like, it's been it's been suggested that I probably have extremely high functioning Asperger's. Okay. I don't understand most people. Like, like, you have to tell me outright what you mean. I don't understand the veiled things, like veiled threats, or like, I don't get it. I literally don't get it. But boy, oh boy, I can understand things very easily that are technical. People's intentions, people's social cues, that I struggle with that heavily. And so I have to overcompensate in order to not make other people uncomfortable. And for me as an adult, if I don't feel like you're worth the effort to overcompensate so that you're not uncomfortable, I will just excuse myself. To ask that of a child, I mean, they're probably just going to be like, I don't need to listen to you, you know? So I think that's what's going on. How old is he? Oh my God. You need to find an educational advocate. You know what? Oh shit, that's not high enough. He needs at least a 145. I'm sure he could score that. I'm sure he could score a 145. It's only 5 points away. I know people are going to be like, oh my God, only 5 points. Yes, I believe he can hit at least a 145. That 140 is him barely cooperating. He's barely cooperating. He hit a 140. Now, a lot of people in the educational system, not all of them, but a lot of them, they think, oh, but 140 is already so high. Shut up. We're trying to get advocacy rights here. If he can hit a 145, or maybe you can find someone in this organization who can kind of help guide you. Um, it's called Davidson Young Institute, Young Scholar Institute. Davidson Institute, hold on. Davidson's Young Scholar. Davidson Young Scholars. Okay. I'll give you the link. So it's a program for profoundly gifted young minds. In order to technically be categorized as profoundly gifted, you need to score at least a 145 on an IQ test. And they have specific tests, Wilcox, something, Johnson, I forget. It's specific tests that they require test results for. So let me get this to you. So I'm about to say something that might offend you. Should I just keep it to myself, or do you want me to say it? Melissa A. She said, no, go shrewd. I don't want to go shrewd, but so Moonrock, the issue is not your brother, and it's only partially the school. The main issue here is his lack of parental support and guidance at home. And I mean, you already basically touched on it. You wrote, yep, he is so freaking smart. And it just hurts me so bad that he doesn't have the support he needs. He does not have the support at home. So instead of getting the support that he needs, he is going to be kicked out. And then he is going to end up being labeled as an issue. You can go to davidsongifted.org and see if you can find some information for the local area that your brother lives in, and see if he can get some advocacy, some assistance with advocating for him. I'm pretty sure they wouldn't agree to a homeschooling environment because he's not going to listen to them either. They've already taught him a specific dynamic, and the dynamic that they establish is one that, he's not going to listen to them. They haven't shown him respect, so he's not going to show them respect. With children like this, they're extremely old souls. You are not going to disrespect them without consequence. That's not going to happen. They might not talk back right away, but they file that away. And if there's enough in your file, they dismiss you. Your say has no weight whatsoever. So I think that's kind of, if it's not already there, it's very much headed there between him and your parents. With this, like, it's hard. It's hard because at 140, the type of processing that he has, he can do quantum computations. What have you ever seen him? Have you ever seen him, like, when he's doing homework, he stares at the ceiling? Has he done that? Or does he do that? Yeah, no, they're not going to want to homeschool him. And they're not going to want to take accountability for their failure in their support of him and guidance for him, and basically parenting him. They're not going to take any accountability for that. Some parents are just not able to. One of the things that you might be able to look for um, are charter schools in your area, in his area, that will accommodate neurodivergency. Because you pair him with the right teacher, oh my God, he will blossom. Um, you haven't seen him do that because you haven't been around much. I also detect quite a bit of misfiring in his brain. The misfiring, that type that I'm seeing, it's usually indicative of sensory integration issues. So, um, see, I have sensory integration problems as well. And there's no way you can expect me to behave like other people or to receive stimulation like other people. I just don't. I don't receive stimulation like other people. I don't process and perceive stimulation like other people. Um, and it's almost like a crossing of the wires. So if I wouldn't be surprised if he receives mundane things as like it triggers his fight or flight. It hyperstimulates certain areas of his brain. That's what it looks like. It would suck for him to be medicated though. I'm not a doctor, so these are just all my opinions. It would really suck for him to be medicated. Is he allowed to drink coffee? I'm about to tell you a life hack. Is he allowed to drink coffee? He isn't? Okay. So I'm going to give you information about my experience. And you do with that information what you think is appropriate. I don't want to encourage you to implement what I'm about to say and him end up getting beat because it didn't work out the way I thought it would. So I would not be surprised if he has ADHD. So people who are diagnosed as autistic tend to have other conditions that are present right along with that autism. It's very, very common for people who are autistic or who have Asperger's or, whatever, fall on that autism spectrum, to also have sensory integration problems and to also have ADHD, dyslexia, like all sorts of different things, right? So if you believe he has ADHD, one way that I chose to test my child, um, we were at the coffee shop doing homework because he was like 5 and we homeschooled. And he couldn't sit still, he couldn't pay attention. He was starting to get a little bit agitated, probably because of the sound. It was hyperstimulating him, all of the blending of coffee drinks. So what I did was I got him a small coffee. Now, he didn't drink the whole thing. Okay. I got him a small blended coffee and, because he's not allowed to have coffee. And I said, Here, do you want some? And so he drank maybe half of it. And next thing you know, he was just chill AF. He was finishing his homework very efficiently. And he was like, Can we go home? I want to sleep. I said, Sure. You feel good? So it's speculated that caffeine will stimulate an area of the brain. And when people have ADHD, the area that's stimulated will then go ahead and kind of suppress, sedate the area that misfires when you have ADHD. It has the opposite effect. It doesn't make them hyperactive, it makes them chill as fuck. And very focused, very, very focused. So I don't know though if you want to be giving him espressos and then your parents are pissed off and spanking the hell out of them. You know what I mean? You know your family the best. Um, Maybe if you can go out like on a little, brother sister bonding date, um, you can get him like a mocha because Mocha tends to have coffee in it, just a small one, and share it with him. So just in case, you know what I'm saying? Just in case he becomes hyperactive. Make sure you do this at the beginning of your date so that if he becomes hyperactive, you can go to the park and run him to the ground. Play with him until he cannot do nothing no more, and then bring him back home. I just want to avoid your parents getting pissed off at him, because you can leave. He's stuck with them. But that's, hmm, that's so sad. That's so sad. He has so much potentiality. He has the ability for quantum processing. I see that all over his brain. He has the ability to extrapolate information at a very accelerated rate with minimal information, minimal stimulation. In fact, if you kept him in a space where his senses were sedated uh, heavily, not through medication, but um, almost like a sensory deprivation tank, but not, like a very quiet and very still environment, and you simply just focus on the task at hand, he'll help you with it. And he'll be able to quantify whatever components are missing without knowing what those components are in advance. So, he's very good to me and listens to me, so I think it will be fine. Yeah, because he reflects you. He's a reflector projector. So whatever faces him, that's what he's going to reflect. The teachers at that school, there's one in particular. I would not trust her. Not all teachers are made the same. And I don't believe that teachers need to baby talk our children and coddle them. But when an adult in a position of authority with children get in their head that they are the ruler of that space, and that children, especially if they are special needs or high needs, will not be able to properly articulate or don't have the support at home, so they can get away with like saying mean shit and being emotionally and mentally abusive to children. I don't like that. One of the teachers in that environment strikes me as someone who's like that. Yeah. Waldorf is good. Waldorf. Melissa A., what do you think about Montessori? What are your thoughts on Montessori? Um, I couldn't do Montessori for my son because he hyperfixates on things, and he would never choose another topic. He would hyperfixate, and that would be that. That would just be that, and that's it. So, and you can look into charter schools. Sometimes you'll get lucky, and there will be like some type of hybridized charter school where he only goes to school maybe 3 times a week. Oh, but the parents, this is frustrating. He is a very special soul. He's a very, very special soul. He's not a regular soul. That's why he resonates with you so deeply. Yeah. Um, Melissa A has some very good input. If you guys want to continue in the comments. Hey, Daddy, is it a general Clartero reading? Moonrock, do you want a general reading? Oh, it's right here. Okay. Yeah. Mm. So with that question, to work on them is to interfere. Unless their higher self is giving options, or unless their higher self is requesting that as an option for you to hopefully consider, to work on them is to interfere. Let's pull cards though. Let's see. How are they receiving your increased visits? I'm wondering if your brother is the reason why you needed to reestablish connection. I'm wondering. Ooh. Oh, I got goosebumps. I get goosebumps every time. Okay. All right. So, 8 of fire: action, change, transformation, transmutation, rebirth, freedom, renewed purpose, and joy. Transformation through action. Oh, you're much calmer. Oh my goodness. Okay. Change on a physical level that brings freedom and joy. Is it time to start a new job or quit one? Oh shit. Okay. Okay. Um what if you were able to have um a space of employment where you could make enough excess of your needs, enough in excess of what you need, so that you could actually pay tuition for your brother to go to a school that can assist him. Because um, he has a very specific purpose. Your brother has a very, very specific purpose, and it's a purpose that affects the trajectory of the human evolution, the collective human evolution. It will affect that. If you need to make real changes in your life, now is the time to do it. No more thinking, no more planning, and no more dreaming. Now is a time to get up off the couch, to act and transform yourself or your life, or to take an idea, a possession, something in your life or space, and repurpose or transform it. Is it time to start a new job or quit one? Is it time to move house because the one you're living in restricts and hampers you? So, gosh. Your parents won't relinquish their parental rights to you. Will they relinquish their parental rights? I don't know that you need to take that on. Like serving as his parent. Um, I don't know that that's the right path to take. I don't think they would give it to you. I might be wrong, but I think it would be seen as, oh, okay. So you came back because you think you're a better parent than us, and now you want us to give you, you know what I mean? Like, it's a very ego bruising thing. Um, I think it would be a very ego bruising thing for your parents. Um, I don't know that that's the best course of action, because then, when you're not there, they might take their frustration out on him even more. Okay? Like something is his fault, but there's no fault. It's just you wanting to help. I don't know that they are mature enough to see it as you simply wanting to help your sibling. I don't know if that makes sense. Okay. All right. Ace of Water in reverse. So new emotions, first love, infatuation, attraction, lust, longing, excitement, passion, a new experience or opportunity. Free of fear's influence. Michael says I have to read these parts. A new friendship, stop fighting your feelings, follow passion's lead, take a leap of faith, an exciting beginning. So it's in reverse. That means there's a potential blockage. The Ace of Water reverse can symbolize a moment or situation that has us feeling overwhelmed, denying or fighting our true feelings. We may love, but we are afraid to admit that we love. We may yearn for connection, but deny our need and do what we can to prevent bonds with others from forming. Oh, um, so this might offend you as well. Girl, just smack me. This might offend you as well, okay? And I hope you know it comes from a place of love. There's a potentiality that the message here is that you could possibly be using your brother as a person project. That's so offensive for me personally to say to you. So yes, you have a very special bond with your sibling. Yes, you want to help. I feel like that all comes from a place of genuine sincerity. Um, but there's this underlying feeling for this card where it's like your life is about to change. And if you take this on for your brother, it's a way for you to be able to interfere with the changes that are coming. Um, yeah. Okay. So the Ace of Water signifies a need to let down the barriers you may have built around your heart and allow a loving experience or opportunity to unfold free of fear's influence. It asks that you allow a relationship to begin and be explored, whether that relationship be with a person or an interest, before you determine whether it is right or wrong for you. Girl, I'm offended. Girl, even if you're not offended, I'm offended by it. Like, ew. She just wants to help her brother. But I mean, I can see how that could possibly be because to basically adopt him, because that's the gist of what you would need to do in order to have him by your side and be able to parent him in that way. You basically need to adopt him. Your parents would basically need to relinquish their parental rights, sign it over to you. That's going to be a major, major ego battle. You already know that. In addition to that, it would change your dynamic. And, like when you give birth to a baby, it's almost like you're being eased into, I mean, it's not, but it's almost like you're being eased into that parental role because they can't talk back yet. They don't really have their full personalities formed yet. And you kind of grow together, right? When you adopt an older child, they already have their personalities. They already have these different things about them and their character that have been established either from trauma experiences or from loving experiences. Now, I'm not trying to discourage anyone from adopting an adult child. I think that's a beautiful thing. But here's the thing. If you're adopting your sibling, it shifts the dynamic. It will completely shift the dynamic and create a whole new dynamic between the two of you. And although he's very nice and sweet with you now, when you're seen as the parental figure, there might be something in him that tries to reestablish the type of dynamic that he currently has with his current parental figures. So that's definitely something to take into consideration before you proceed. Also, there's a strong, there's like this very strong sense of you are going to meet someone soon. You're going to meet someone soon, and it's going to be quite possibly the first like real adult romantic relationship of your life. Um, and oh, this is hard. This is very hard. Very, very hard. Um, so it's almost like you need to take into consideration the way you yourself are still in the process of growing and evolving as a young adult, you know? Um, I keep looking over at Frey. Okay, you have one more card. I'm just, I done offended myself, then I made myself uncomfortable. Let's see what I'm going to do with the next card. Oh, goodness gracious. All right. Ace of Fire. New beginnings, initiative, action, conception, invention, creation, creativity, procrastination. So, this is about new beginnings, opportunities, actively pursuing your goals, taking advantage of what's being offered, moving beyond research and planning, and really going into the application. Weaving your future into being. You need to look up the importance of spiders. I'm sorry, Michael was telling me that. I was just repeating what I heard. It's for me. Hold on. Spiders. I am sorry. You know that my head is not properly functional today. He meant me. I had to look up spiders. Okay. This is an opportunity to access your deepest wisdom and assimilate it so that it becomes a part of your daily living. Beware of any potential traps or ruses that you're tempted to get involved in. Oh my god. How dare this book call your brother a ruse? Why the fuck am I so offended? Okay. Let me, rather than staying stuck in this apparent impasse, open your mind to the infinite number of possibilities that are before you and make a choice. Don't limit yourself to the mundane world, but instead be willing to explore other dimensions and realities. It's time to write creatively without limits or tradition or habit, allowing yourself to be inspired by nature. Okay, so I would say that that is like, I don't think it's like a brown recluse. Oh, that would be like a black widow because it looks almost like a violin thing on its butt. It's time for a fresh perspective on what you're doing, perhaps even a perspective that's contrary to your usual way of thinking and seeing things. Your intuitive powers are very strong now, so pay closer attention to the subtle sensations in your body rather than relying solely on what meets the eye. You've done the hard work. Now be patient and wait expectantly for the rewards that will come. There's soon to be a substantial shift in the direction of your life with a beneficial and renewed sense of purpose. This is a good time to do a dietary cleanse and detoxification to clear out any toxicity or pollutants from the body. Be direct and straightforward in all of your dealings rather than dancing around the issues. What you once thought of as threatening is really quite harmless, so there's no need to fear. There's a situation you're involved in where it will work better for you to remain in the background. Oh my god. So basically all the cards are saying you have to minimize your involvement in your brother's stuff. That makes me so sad though. So I'm being really encouraged to tell you, Moonrock, on a soul level, your brother chose these experiences to be had with your parents, right? Yes, you are to be involved in his life, um, but the depth and the frequency of your involvement, I don't know that it's in alignment with what you're wanting right now. You know, to have him with you all the time and really help and guide him. I don't know that that's what his soul plan is. So, yeah, that's that's kind of sad. Um, okay. This card represents a promise of new beginnings and opportunities, but unlike the other aces, this card also represents action. It represents the power for and the necessity of taking the initiative and actively pursuing our goals. It's about taking advantage of opportunities we are presented with, as opposed to thinking about it. It is good to have a goal, to dream, and to make plans, but the Ace of Fire lets us know that now is a time to move beyond research and planning. It's time to take the first real steps towards getting things underway. It's time to follow through on inspiration and create. It's time to weave your future into being. Time for you to begin your active participation. It symbolizes inventiveness, taking an old idea and making it better, or creating something new and unique. Um, Now, rather than following tradition, do something in a way that offers a new approach. You're surrounded by so much potential at this moment. The Ace of Fire represents passion and excitement. It's a time full of energy and life. Take advantage of this moment and the power it brings. So, lots of things are about to change for you very, very soon. Kind of just a word to the wise. Soul has no comprehension of what the concept of soon means for human beings. So I don't know how soon it is. Okay. But yeah, I hope that helps. And I hope your brother gets um, the support and advocacy that he really needs. I think no matter what, he's going to be okay. And that's why he chose to be your sibling in this life. That when he does really need you to step in, you'll be able to. Okay. I just don't know if you're supposed to step in now or anytime soon. But I think at some point, you will find yourself much more involved in his life and his education. Okay. You're welcome. All right. So the river soul, like a river, like a river. You guys look at my little case. I love it. So since I put my AirPods in this case, my phone routinely tells me that we've left my AirPods behind on freeways. It's ridiculous. I'm just like, it tells me that I've left it at gas stations. It's all in my purse. Yeah. It consistently tells me that it's lost. It's just obnoxious. River Soul, are you here? Hush of us, baby, stand and deliver. Holding hands will it make me a sinner. Or did she want she want timestamp? Okay. Da, 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 da. Should we come back to her? All right. Okay. So, AP, are you here? AP. Hush your fuss, baby, stand. Hi, AP. So I see your question. I'm gonna pull some cards for you. Hold on. That was intense. That was intense. Here goes. So, in regards to guidance that you're seeking, is there anything specific, any type of specific guidance that you're wanting confirmation for? Or do you want me to just pull the cards and allow it to unfold? Lead me astray. Okay. Oh, man. Okay. All right. Thank you for that. So, AP, the chariot card popped up. I was getting that there was a lot of interference. There was a lot of meddling. I don't know if maybe it's someone in his family that was kind of, very harsh in their judgments, in their condemnations of you, of the relationship. And it feels like if that was the case, I don't necessarily know that it was an issue with you. It feels more like this person is just basically miserable. And so they interfered and they got into his head. And so he made a very rash decision and he kind of, he walked away. He walked away. And I'm sure it really hurt you. Um, the question here, if he's able to be swayed by conflicting influence and he's able to be manipulated in that way, is he worthy of you? Is he worth holding on to and holding this space for, that someone who wouldn't just leave you like that, um, they could occupy that space within your heart? So I don't think this is an answer you're going to come to in one night. I think this is something that as you ask yourself this daily, um, you'll see that the answer begins to evolve as you begin to evolve beyond the pain he left behind. Um, let's see. And then Four of Cups, weariness, aversion, disgust, disappointment, bitter experience, stationary period in life. Oh, you don't deserve that. The sense that I get is that he would come back when he's bored, that once he's done doing whatever he's doing, that he would come back and you would just basically be a safety net, not this cherished, amazing, beautiful. I don't think he understands the gravity of you. I don't think he understands the gravity of you. You are giving the type of love that would carry through lifetimes to someone who's not worthy of a single life. That hurts. I don't know that it hurts because he walked away or because what you were offering, which is a lifetime of love that can carry through multiple lifetimes. It's that intense. Um, I don't know if it hurts you more that you've convinced yourself what you're offering, which is tremendous, is seen as not enough. If I were to enter into an environment of people who are very devoutly religious and very traditional in their views, I would have no value. As a matter of fact, I would have negative value. There would be a deficit, not just not having value. Um, does that detract from my actual value, though? No, I'm just not in the right environment. Hurts that after a decade of solitude, this is what I allowed into my life. No, don't see it that way. Don't see it that way. What I've realized before the actual one enters into your life, you'll experience what you are experiencing right now. And this is to help you to understand the gravity of what the next person is bringing to the table. Okay? This is to help you see through juxtaposition of opposing polarities exactly how beautiful and amazing it is to be loved in the full gravity of you. You're going to come across someone who's going to worship you without you having to ask, without you having to play a role. Someone who just witnesses you in the light of your divinity, your divine truth, your power, who sees you as a whole being and will cherish you. Don't be in a rush to find that person. They'll arrive when you're not looking, when you're not seeking, when you settle into a comfortable space within yourself. That's when they arrive. The person who walked away, this is a tremendous gift that they've given you. Yeah, granted, it's not it's not a cognitive choosing of this gift and like, you know, maybe it wasn't their intention. Maybe they're incapable of feeling as deeply as you exist. Who knows? Just know that it's gifting you the opportunity to understand through the juxtaposition of the opposing polarity, the gravity of what's coming. Okay? Someone is coming. They feel you already. I can feel it. They feel you. They don't know what they're looking for, though. They don't know who they're looking for. They're on fire trying to figure it out. Um, you probably already know I'm not into this type of romantic stuff. Capricorn Venus, hello. I'm totally like, listen, you are you in or are you out? That's me. Um, and so I wouldn't just fluff you up like this to soothe your feelings. I would just be like, boo, I'm sorry it hurts. You'll get past it. No, this is different though. It's not just a heartbreak. It's almost like a period of training to receive real love. So that wasn't a waste. It was a necessary component to help you. Um, it's like catalyzing the change that you're experiencing right now. Um, it feels beautiful. It feels very, very beautiful. Like this calm tenderness. Um, ooh. Do you feel anything right now, AP? Do you feel anything in your belly? Right, Moonrock. We don't know what we deserve until we experience the opposite. There's whispers that won't go away. You feel numb. That's why he can't find you. So, in this period, you have to process what happened. You have to process how it made you feel. You have to return to a place of being able to feel. Okay. Um, and that's all this was really about. helping you to understand the depth that you could feel. You said that you had, kind of been alone for 10 years. Um, Sometimes, if you've been alone for that long, you start to question if you're even capable of connecting and loving. You have evidence that you are. Granted, it was someone who wasn't worthy of the kind of love that you can offer, that you were willing to offer. But you're missing the point here. The point was to help you understand through experience you are still capable of loving to that degree. And you did. You did. Now imagine if you can allow yourself to remain open to loving to that degree someone who's worthy of that. Wow. Wow. So if you go through this period of healing, like trying to heal yourself, um, giving yourself that love and consideration that you were more than willing to give to someone who didn't deserve it, you enter into a six of staves. Conquest, triumph, good news, advancement, expectation, desires realized as a result of effort. He's coming. Whoever this is, he's actively looking for you. I can feel it. He pings you without knowing. So, AP, just listen to the sound of my voice with your eyes closed if it's safe. Inhale the light of your truth. Exhale the darkness of your doubt. Inhale the light of your truth. Exhale the darkness of your doubt. Continue to breathe very deep and very slow. Your walls are slowly crumbling. There's no pain involved. You'll feel it as tingles that start at your crown, slowly and gently working its way down. Feel the walls getting thinner, getting a little bit shorter. Feel that tall wall that was above your head. Now it's only as high as your shoulders. Just keep breathing. Keep experiencing. Those walls are being eroded down to your chest, down to the bottom of your ribs, down to your solar plexus. It's now in front of your belly button. The walls are still thick there. That's where we're going to leave them. If you feel overly exposed, all you have to do is sit down. Sit down and take a deep breath, and you'll be covered again. And when you find your courage, all you have to do is stand back up, and you can see, you can feel this person approaching. Your heart's going to start to beat a little bit faster. Sensation in between your shoulder blades. He's looking for you. Your heartbeats are synchronizing. He's now being made aware. He's not seeking a purpose. He's looking for you. He hasn't understood until now. He thought he was looking for his sole purpose, for the meaning of life. Oh. I can feel it. I'm getting goosebumps everywhere. Do you guys feel that? Right, Annie? You feel that? He is actively pinging hardcore. Mm. Oh my. He's going to find you soon. You just have to stand up and stay standing. Stand up and stay standing. This is not about pretending the last person didn't mean anything. This is about realizing exactly what that person was for you. An opportunity to know firsthand you're still capable of feeling and falling in love. It's a beautiful, beautiful gift to give you. Hurts like hell. It does. Beautiful nonetheless. Oh, thank you, AP. Thank you. Every day, what I want you to do, take your left hand, hold it out in front of you, if you can, right now. You'll feel, if you're sensitive to energy, you'll feel something in the palm of your left hand. It will be like a light pressure, like something's been placed in your hand. It might begin to feel like it's gently pulsating. Every day, put your left hand literally over your heart, just like that. And take a few deep breaths in and out. Don't try and see any faces. Don't try and get any information. Just allow your heartbeats to synchronize. He will find you. He's equipped with geolocation. He's looking. He thought he was needing to find his purpose. You're his purpose. Oh my God, dare I say it? I'm not going to say it. This is a type of soul connection that's very, very sacred. Very, very, very sacred. And the two of you had to go through the things that each of you went through without the other before you knew the other existed, in order to expand the capacity, is what I heard. Expanding the capacity. I mean, if you already could love that deeply, imagine what happens when that reconnection actually takes place. Ooh, we're not going to label it. We're going to just leave it unlabeled so that it can take whatever form that it needs to without us interfering by way of expectations. Keep us posted. Keep us posted. Do you like guys with like sandy blonde hair? Like lighter shade of brown? Like a dirty blondish? Is that your type? Or let me not ask. Let me leave that alone. Ooh, okay, let me just leave that alone. River Soul, are you here? Thank you, AP. The Rock, Dwayne Johnson. What? Dwayne, like I know him. Dwayne, are you talking about Dwayne? Hi, River Soul. All right. She's hella looking. Oh my goodness. I can't give you the rock. Are you kidding me? I don't know that you want the rock. You know, like I don't know. All right, River Soul, breathe very deep and very slow. Oh, give me 1 second. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Excuse me. Okay, breathe deep and slow. Okay, River Soul. Hush your fuss. Stand and deliver. So let me look again. I'm going to start scanning you. Woohoo! Send fire through your shield, please. Heavy emphasis on your left iliotibial band and your left iliac crest. Crank up the heat all the way. I want you to begin solar charging Yuri, okay? Send that fire, solar fire, through your central chakral channel. I'm amplifying your flame. Something wants to fight. Do what you do. I'm at your 6. There's more than one. One's very roughly handling one of the baby Andarans. Get real angry. Shh. Shh. I've sedated the entire field. There's about 11 of them. They're all frozen. They attacked your shield, left lower side. Left lower side towards your back, attempting to access your Shakti. Do you feel Shiv's spear? It's lighting up. Do what you choose to do in your field. While you handle stuff, I'm going to start running Arcturian coding through your field. Stay in your field. Something ancient is approaching. Don't worry. We're not hiding this time. Just breathe. I'm raising the frequency. Creator wants to connect with you. Savor this experience. I can't sustain a sealed channel for too long. How do you feel? Mr. E. Any discomfort? Breathe. How does it feel now? I'm so hot. Okay. So you surged so much energy. I'm all, I'm all sweaty now. You surged so much energy that you blew out your freaking eighth and ninth chakras. We reconstructed it. That was pretty badass. That was pretty badass. It's hard to blow out your freaking atomic doorway. It's still being reconstructed, okay? Just breathe. Michael goes, "Well, you told her to do what she do." I did. I did. I did tell you to do what you do. And that's what you do. That's what you do. Okay. I need to observe for like another minute or so, and then I'll be able to move forward, okay? All right. Ocean lover, we are proud of you, River Soul. We see that monkey learned what tree not to climb today, what tree not to even look at today. Oh my God. I'm cracking up. I'm cracking up. I totally broke my necklace at this point. Look at this, guys. You see that? I have several of these. Look at the back. How does that feel to you? Oh, what the fuck? This has been black the whole time I've owned it. It's fucking green. It's not shungite. It's literally green. I've had this since what, 2017? It's never had like a green glow to it. I can even see it without being in the light. It's in the recessed parts. Um, it looks like moldavite, right? It's supposed to be obsidian. My head fucking hurts all of a sudden. Um, so I was told it's black obsidian. I got it from a crystal fair. This is someone who knows quite a bit about crystals back in 2017. And it says green obsidian is a wonderful gemstone that acts as a shield against negative energy and guarding against blockages that form in your spiritual journey. My mind is just blown. I've never been able to see through this. My eye is starting to twitch. All right. So for whoever is, I don't know what happened, but like, look, even like barely shining a light, it's looking green. It's never done that before, ever. And then what the fuck? What the actual fuck? The whole thing is green. Like the whole thing is green. What the actual? Okay, I gotta hold up. This my brain is just my brain can't comprehend. I gotta call somebody. I gotta call somebody. I first I gotta finish the live stream. The link's closed, right? The link's closed. I gotta finish the live stream. River Soul, you're good. You good? Okay. All right. Rainbow flames. I think there's one that's missing from the expedites. I saw something. Um, okay, so it looks like Moldavite. I know this is not Moldavite, but it looks like it's Moldavite all of a sudden. There's just I don't know. Yeah, I see yours, Carmen. Okay. Um, I am tripping. Okay. Oh, okay. It was a different thing that I was reading, Daddy. Okay. I just gotta get a song. That's crazy. That's so crazy. Breathe deep and slow. That's the way it was. Mm-hmm. But baby, I was a savage. Okay. Breathe deep and slow. How do you feel? But baby, I was a savage in a carriage. Rainbow Flames, how are you doing? You doing okay? Yay! Any discomfort in the cabeza? I remember yelling at the guy. We were in Ollantaytambo, in Peru, and it was like our final time we were going to go to that area. And I wanted to get the, that llama hat, and he didn't speak English very well. And suddenly I went into full fluent Espanol. Señor, me gusta un sombrero con cara llama por mi cabeza. It was like he tried to show me a knitted one. I was like, I don't want that shit. I don't want that shit. Do you know where that hat is? It's in the other room. It is the back room. It was in that yellow bag with a whole bunch of other hats. Yeah, it's there. I'm not asking you to get it right now. I'm saying it's there. I should put it in a special box because that's made of llama.
You should have done that looking for me.
Senor, I freaked out because he was gonna leave. He was trying to give me this shitty ass knitted bullshit llama shit. And my travel partner was like, "Girl, he trying to ignore what you're saying. Let me bust out some fluent ass Española." I suddenly was able to talk, motherfucker. I want the motherfucking llama hat. I want the face of the llama on my head. Mhm. Mhm. You best believe I got 2 of them. I got 2 of them. Anywho, alright. No discomfort, right? I don't give a shit if PETA's after me, okay? PETA is not gonna tell me I cannot support the lifeblood of the native peoples of Peru. PETA can suck my dong. Mhm. Mhm. I was trying to support it wasn't an actual llama face. It wasn't the llama's head. I mean, that's gross. That's gross. It's made of their fur, like the virgin cut of their fur. Yes. So, anywho, um, I know that it's not jade. I distinctly remember the girl was telling me that I needed some black obsidian because like my energy is just so frizzly frazzly because I was like all over the place in that space. Yeah. Frizzly frazzly. I was like, there's nothing frizzly frazzly about me. Melissa A, are you here? Thank you, Rainbow Flames. Oh, I'll show you. I got a picture of the llama hat. Please hold that. I'll show you. I was good on my own. That's the way it was. I show you. You see it. You will see it. You will see it. Oh no, maybe you not see it. It should be here. You will see it. 1 second. Un momento. This. That face. That's the llama hat. It's big AF. It's big AF. I love it. It's made of llama. Anyways, so Melissa A, is there something in particular that you want me to scan, or you're good with a general? Isn't it cute? I thought it was amazing. I was like, "Motherfucker, I'm not leaving Peru without a fucking llama hat." I was so mad. Okay, a general. Let me just get a song. You best believe. I bet you he never seen a feisty Filipino like me because I was frothing at the mouth speaking Espanol to his ass. You know what I'm saying? Okay, let me Okay. Breathe deep and slow. There's a lot of cloaking on your back. I'm taking a look. Your higher self said it's okay for me to look. There's a lot of code integration going on in your back, the entire length of your back, all the way up to the base of your skull. Hmm. There's also a lot of modulations going on just beneath your heart chakra, just below it. These all look like they're positive, like upgrades. You're suddenly standing in front of me and you have some sort of imperial armor. Um, Almost like galactic samurai. What are you doing? What are you doing? Okay, you're showing me a helmet that goes on your head. It's pretty cool. Um, it's made of some type of off-planetary alloy. Um, it's almost akin to like adamantium if you're into like comic book stuff. Uh, you're showing me a lot of weaponry. So you're now showing me a chest plate, and it's like it's opening, and it's like glowing really, really bright. What is that? Can I touch it? I'm gonna email you. Um, how do you feel? Mm-hmm. Yes. You're going through massive upgrades. Okay. Massive, massive upgrades. Be careful of who you allow to work on your energy. Just a heads up. Be very careful of who you allow to work on you, okay? Um, I mean, you're not stuck with only me working on you, but be very, very careful. Um, and I emailed you just a little snippet of information that might help you to understand why. I didn't see any parasitic attempts. I just saw quite a bit of upgrades that were being put into play. It's actually really, really nice. All right. Thank you, Melissa A. Daria 533. Daria. You're welcome. Hi, Daria. Breathe deep and slow. You might feel it starting to activate already. Mm. Mm. How do you feel? Yay. Thank you, Daria. It's going to continue to activate and pulse energy. I'd say 30 minutes to an hour. Okay. Yes, Phoenix Fire. You're housing Phoenix Fire energy and it's intermixed with your Shakti. It's beautiful. All right. Thank you, Daria. Carmen. Hey, Miss Robinson. I don't know. I always have to get weird with you. I'm sorry. I love your energy, though. I think that's what it is. So you're welcome. I'm sorry. It's Anisha. I'm always like, hey. I'm sorry. I like your energy. Carmen, are you here? Da-da-da, over your shoulder, stone cold sober. Do 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 do. Ooh. Where'd Carmen go?
Mhm,
She was here.
mhm. She's here.
Oh, there you are. Okay, so I see your question. Does your mom give me permission to scan her? Do, 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 do. Yes, she did. Okay, let's see. Immediately, I'm drawn to her belly. A lot of inflammation. Did she get the shot? Did she do like a booster or did she get like a vaccination? She asked for a scan, but she's been feeling restless, insecure, guilty, angry to face what she needs to face, resenting and overthinking the past. Okay, I'm glad she didn't get the vaccination, but that what you wrote explains what I'm seeing. It's almost like her energy is beginning to congeal. Um, I was worried because it shows up as energy, but if she got um, that medical procedure, then it would be like, oh shit, she might have some type of ischemic event. She might throw a clot because it's thickening. Um, so it's emotional. There isn't much that you can do. It is registering on her body, but there isn't much that you can do. She's going to have to push through and really begin to process. And I think she knows that, and that's why she's feeling restless, insecure, guilty, angry. All of these emotions that have continued to be stuffed down and stuffed down and stuffed down. She's no longer able to stuff it down. So with that, um I'm looking at a few other things, and did something happen with a person recently? Or I don't know. I don't think it's that recent, to be honest. I feel like it's something that's weighed heavily on her for some time. It looks like she got stabbed in the back multiple times. I assume that's um, a betrayal, not an actual literal, you know, um, not a literal stabbing. There's a lot of, like, wounding in her back. I'm wondering, I'm wondering I'm wondering if this is, like, an even a sense of, like, self-betrayal. Gosh. So, I'm asking her higher self, uh, and it's some reference to when she's 14. I'm not sure what happened when she's 14. I'm not sure that I'm supposed to know. Um, but this is something that changed the way she sees other people. And it really modified the way she interacts with other people when she was 14. Um, it's very interesting. Yeah. So the energy is only beginning to congeal in her abdominal region, her thoracic region, and the frontal lobes. Uh, I assume this is the way it looks to me. This is about her processing memories. Like you said, she's been overthinking the past. This is her finally needing to process, to metabolize all of these things that she's stuffed in. She's going through a dark night of the soul. Definitely a dark night of the soul. Um, excuse me. It might be good for her to take some type of adaptogenics. Shisandra, I use this one. I'm not associated with them. I just use it. Shisandra, and the brand is Nature's Answer. I love this brand because um, they use a complete plant profile. So she would need to start taking an adaptogenic uh, because she's going to be going through a lot of internal stress, which she's already going through. I don't necessarily see anything that's biologically, physiologically wrong with her. Um, yeah, I think it's a dark night of the soul. She's probably going to need you. It's going to be really hard for her. I'm not, Trace is reminding me I'm not a medical doctor. What did I say? What? No, I said she should consider taking adaptogenics. Now, Carmen is a doctor. um, yeah, but for you, Carmen, it might honestly be more than what you could handle, assisting her. Um, but I think it would be healthy, possibly even necessary for you to kind of do it together because uh just there's a lot of programming that's being undone. She's entering into not just the dark night of the soul, but a full-on deconstruction, ego death. Um, I'm sure you could access someone who could like I don't know if peyote is illegal there. San Pedro, peyote, things like that. It might be worth looking into, not necessarily doing it, because I don't encourage people to do any type of even like sacred medicines. It's kind of like it has to be your choice, but it's this sense of it might arm you with information to be able to assist. Wait, you're in the certification program? Oh, you like it? Rainbow Flames? I love it too. I need to take it more regularly, but I find that it really helps. It helps me. It doesn't sedate me or anything like that. It just helps me to feel more whole and grounded. So, Carmen, I'm wondering if part of what's happening, like the timing of it all, it doesn't. It feels like it's very complementary to the start of the program. Um, I'm wondering if she's going to be your first patient. So a lot of the things that we're going to work on, that I'm going to teach you, um, it's going to be able to help her. You'll be able to do it for her. I love that. Um, Possibility of why she's going through that. Um, I'm just looking at a few more things in her field. Does she wear sunblock? I love doing the certification program. It's so rewarding. It is like so freaking rewarding. Um, I love it.
She said yes.
Okay. She needs to stop. She needs to stop. Um, I'm thinking on energetic terms. Again, I'm not a doctor. So, you know, energetically speaking, she is not receiving the proper solar energy in her skin. Now, I don't believe she needs to sit out in the sun for prolonged periods. That would be obnoxious and unhealthy. But to slather a lot of sunblock on is to block your ability to produce vitamin D, to naturally synthesize vitamin D3. So I think that's part of what's also going on. There's a potentiality that she has a severe vitamin D deficiency. That could lead to some of the symptoms that she's experiencing. In addition, as you probably already know, being part of the medical field, um, that's the precursor for all disease, genetic and otherwise, viral, bacterial, all of that. Um, yeah. So I'm sure you can figure out locally, maybe how to test her vitamin D levels. That might be a good thing. I also see an effect on her thyroid. I don't know if she already has an existing thyroid diagnosis. If she does not, she will be getting one soon if she doesn't begin to process all of the things that are going on and begin speaking about it. And these are things that are very uncomfortable for her to talk about. But luckily, you guys have done the work together to establish or actually reestablish a stronger connection. So that definitely that works in both of your favor. You'll be able to better assist her, support her, and she'll be able to better receive your assistance and support, as well as accelerate her self healing process. Um, the thyroid feels like it's iffy. And then on top of that, um, she's entering or is already in adrenal fatigue. So you probably already know, thyroid, adrenal glands, they go hand in hand. And when those get wonky, and then you also have the vitamin D deficiency potentially, um, that's a recipe for some really extensive medical problems to begin. I don't know that it's begun yet. So that's a good thing. But I also don't know that an ego death paired with the dark night of the soul is any better. That's a very difficult thing to process, but it's not impossible. It's not impossible. You just need to support each other. Carmen, you have to be careful about trying to save her from her process. Um, you have to be careful about taking in any of her conditions. You're highly empathic, and obviously that's your mom. You're going to want to try and do as much as you can for her, which absolutely understandable. But to bring in her disease or imbalances, whether it's just energetic or not, to bring that into your morphogenetic template and manifest it for yourself, that is not going to be okay for you. It's not. Um, you're someone who has the ability to accelerate manifestation. You're an accelerant catalyst. Okay. With that, something that would just be like an inconvenience for your mom, you pull that into your field, that might actually become a physiological disease. You don't want that. Okay. Because then you won't be able to help her. And then she's going to feel worse because now you're affected negatively too. So that's going to just be like a horrible thing to cycle to start. Once you start a cycle like that as an empath doing energy work, very, very difficult to get out of it. Um, yeah. So you're going to have to approach it in a more like sterile manner, kind of like a doctor, a doctor does, where you're seeing it as a patient, a case study, rather than as mom. You're going to have to be able to compartmentalize that, or you'll pull it in. Um, but I think this is going to turn out amazing. I think once you're able to assist your mom, and she's going to have to do the work, you're just assisting. And I know she knows that. I'm saying that more for you. You both know. So once she's able to do the work and kind of get over that first hump, um, you guys will have much more to talk about. You'll be able to relate on a much deeper, much higher level. It's going to be beautiful. The friendship that you already have established with your mom, it's going to become so much more rich, so much richer. And yeah, it's an amazing thing. Because I can see it months down the line. Right now, what you and your mom see is not an amazing thing. Like, how can I call it amazing? No, it's seriously, it's going to be a very, very amazing, amazing thing. And it's going to be extremely transformative. Okay. Ah, okay. She's already having physical manifestations in her gut. That's the first thing I was drawn to. The inflammation. I was detecting hyperpermeable bowel. I was hoping that it wasn't symptomatic yet. If it is, then toxic overload, her what's it called? T cell junctions or something like T junctions. I forget what it's called. Um, those are heavily damaged. Energetically, that's what I see. She's having xenobiotics in her bloodstream. She's gonna have to completely alter her diet. Um, it's been years since I looked into it in allopathic medicine. Last time I looked into it, allopathic medicine still hadn't even decided on a set criteria for diagnosis and treatment plan. Um, so one of the things when she's already having these manifestations in her gut, um, you probably already know, the gut houses about 70% of your immune system. It is said that there is a secondary brain in your gut. So that's a very, very important thing to keep healthy. Now, Does she like to clean with like disinfectants? That's killing her gut. The residue is killing the healthy flora in her gut. If she likes to sanitize things, she has to stop. She has to stop. She is going to get very, very sick from that. So, one of the things that she can do is water. Um, just water with maybe like a teaspoon or a tablespoon of natural soap, like Castile soap. And then she could put like uh, maybe a fourth of a cup of distilled white vinegar in there. Vinegar is very good at like, low grade disinfectant. I mean, unless she's living in a hospital, there's no need for all of that. Her immune system would be much healthier and more able to function without all of the biocide that she's inadvertently ingesting and inhaling due to her exposure from cleaning. Um, so hyperpermeable bowel, um, sometimes, oftentimes, more often than not, it's an indication that she's reached a very high type of frequency and she's no longer compatible with the foods that she's eating. So, ay, ay, ay. She's not going to like this. She can't have corn. She can't have any grains, at least for 3 weeks, if not more. She needs to go on a high frequency diet. Um, oh, no, no. Chloride dioxide? No. I let me look at the chemical structuring. Um, 1 second. I want the structure. Yeah. That's so weird for some reason. For some reason, it's not showing me the chemical structure of it. It's tied to what I'm sensing in her gut. It's tied to it. Um, uh, I wouldn't use that. When was she told this? Usually when masses are present in the body, that's a congealment of that toxic emotion, thought, frequency, energy. How long ago was she told this? A few days ago. Hmm. So it's potentially connected to her thyroid. Um, gosh. It's diffuse, not fully formed. So I'm not allowed to make any medicinal claims with Kokoro 33. So I won't make any medicinal claims. But something amazing happens when you understand the coding and the frequency structure, the frequency modulation that's necessary to go ahead and initiate apoptosis. I will say that. Something amazing happens because what is a mass? Something where apoptosis is being affected. It's being interfered with. The natural death cycle of the cell is turned off for some reason. Now, when energy is allowed to pool in specific areas, um, you know, depending on where it pools, depending on how long it pools, and the intensity of that energy, it can go ahead and begin to interfere with cellular expression. It can turn off and on genes, genomes. So, if you can turn something on, you absolutely can turn it off. If you can turn it off, you absolutely can turn it on. When you learn how to modulate the oscillatory rate, you then begin to understand the off and on switch. Your mom is your first client. She's your first energetic patient. You guys will do beautifully together. Okay. A lot of the energy that pulls in the cardiothoracic region has to do with very intense emotions. I get a sense of abandonment. I get a sense of betrayal. Again, I think it comes from childhood, probably things that she's pushed aside. Um, I get a sense of all of these different things, and they're probably very suppressed, if not repressed memories that are going to come up as she begins to do this work with you. You guys have to be prepared for that, okay? And doing this work with her does not mean that you are going to encourage her to completely ignore um, medical advice. You know what I mean? We don't want to do that. Any of the work that you do with her should be complementary to whatever medical treatment she chooses to have, whether it's alternative treatment, allopathic medicine. Um, you know, they have Gerson Clinic. Have you heard of Gerson? They have the Gerson Clinic in, I think Mexico City. I don't know how far you guys are from Mexico City, but there's a Gerson Clinic somewhere there. Do some research. Um, they do like coffee enemas, and they do a more alkaline type diet, fresh living food, things like that. And they've been doing really, really well in assisting people with clearing terminal illnesses. That's why they're not allowed to operate in the United States. Yeah, they're American. Well, Dr. Gerson was originally run out of the United States, I believe the story was, um, out of threat of persecution. So, Gerson, maybe you can get a book and you can begin applying some of those suggestions at home. Um, yeah, it's definitely, she's going to need to redo her diet, that hyperpermeable bowel, and then mediastinal mass. That's a little concerning. Talk to her about making sure that that's addressed appropriately. Okay, you are aware of the different statistics and stuff. That's a little bit concerning. Um, it's amazing what a daughter's love for her mother can do. All right. So I hope that helps, Carmen. Um, all right, guys. Thank you so much for sharing this space with me. It's been an amazing, amazing expedite session with you guys. Thank you. I will see y'all tomorrow at church, 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Catch me here on the Emmy Evolving channel every day, 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Well, not every day, only on days where I'm not tripping. We gotta be honest, okay? We have to have transparency. I see you every day at 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time if I'm not tripping, boo. Give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please do subscribe. Turn on that notification bell. Go check out Soulwork Synergistics. Write me a letter on the Dear Emmie form. If you haven't already checked out, I'm having a raffle. It is a 2-hour meditative experience that you could win for a $1 raffle ticket. All of this information is on the Soulwork Synergistic website. I'll see you guys tomorrow if I'm not tripping. Bye, everyone.